How much fuel dumped out? Probably about half a tank of gasoline. That's probably about $10.
Signature.
Okay. All right. So this. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
You need my signature? Hold on. Let me turn this off. All right. So we just picked up our third generator. FedEx came and hit this light. Hey, preppers, off-gridders, homesteaders. I hope everyone's doing well. Hoku, here. And all you crazy folks. But we are still here at the property. And we got a couple things. Man, it's been a busy week, prepping for our trip. And I did get some tires put on the Sarge, my Tacoma. And we did mount the spare tire in the back of the hitch on the carrier. But yesterday, let's start off with yesterday. As you can see, my lights used to be facing this way, and that is on both sides of the fence posts. Well, yesterday, UPS guy came in, really cool guy. His name is Brian. He does all my packages. He told me, he said, hey, you might want to consider moving these lights from pointing inwards to pointing outwards, because he felt that someone was going to hit the lights with the truck. Well, not 30 minutes later, FedEx came and the guy was reversing out and he hit this light right here, and he broke the light, actually cracked the base. Let me see if I can show it to you. When he hit it, this bracket cracked. Lucky thing, it didn't bust the light, but the bracket cracked, and I had to actually put some Gorilla Glue to mount it, to close that gap, put the screw back in, and mount it out that way. So now the lights are mounted facing outwards, where it'll not get hit by a UPS, FedEx, or Amazon driver. And that was an easy fix, no big deal. I know those guys didn't mean it. He didn't, they're really pretty cautious. I think he was just looking at the pole, and because the light is black, it was hard to see. Hoku, here. Got Hoku out here. Come here. And so, we're going to be working on some stuff today, and prepping for our... So yesterday we had a really busy day as far as getting things done. It all started with we had to be down at the tire shop because my Tacoma Sarge, we had to put some new tires on because we're getting ready for our trip out west. Last year I did 4 months out in the mountains and all over Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho, Utah, and I put 22,000 miles on the truck out there, and I did it without a spare tire. And not the smartest thing to do, but I did have patch kits and glue treads, sidewall patch kits, plugs, and stuff like that. And I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to at least bring my spare tire, and I'll show you what we did. And then, I came home, and my generator, my Predator 5000, my big generator, I don't know if it's big, but mid-sized generator, was giving me problems. It would start and run, and then it would just shut down, and it wouldn't run, So I, shot some carburetor cleaner in there, made sure that, there was no obstructions. The gas was perfect. I mean, it's brand new gas. Started again, and it run for about a minute and shut down. So I switched over to propane because it's dual fuel, and it was doing the same thing with the propane. So I couldn't figure what was going on with it. And, it does have a strong, sensitive carbon monoxide sensor. So I thought maybe the carbon monoxide was shutting it down. But I had the generator downwind, away from, going down with the wind. And there was no way that the carbon monoxide was coming back the other way. So I ended up taking it back to Harbor Freight. They did a return on it, and I was able to get a brand new one. So today we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you what you need to do before you run your generator. You know, we're talking about fuel, oil, setting everything up. So we'll do that here in just a second. Another thing we did is I did have to purchase a spare wheel, and this is a Method 305. You know, of course, my Gucci-ness, I had to match the truck all the way around. Now, I didn't have to buy another tire because this is the best tire of the ones we took off. So because it's a spare, I didn't need a brand new tire. And we did put our swing out tire carrier on here. I've had this a while. I mean, I had this when I had my Dodge Ram, and this is a Wilco off-road tire carrier. And as you can see, we've got the generator here, which is pretty heavy. So I'm gonna go pull this under the carport, and then what we're gonna do is we are gonna unbox this, and I'll show you what this Predator 5000 has. So this right here is your Predator 5000 watt generator from Harbor Freight. Now, when I say 5,000, that is max starting watts. So for example, your air conditioners on your RVs, on starting watts, it's gonna push a whole lot of wattage until it gets up and running, and that wattage will come down. Now, this runs on propane and gasoline, so it's a dual fuel generator. And the reason for that is you have flexibility. If you run out of gas or you run out of propane, you can shift back and forth. But when you run this thing on propane, your max watts or your running wattage will go down a couple hundred watts. Now, when you're running this on gasoline, you're going to get 3,900 running watts. That means you can pump 3,900 watts into this thing continuously on gasoline. When you go to propane, that significantly decreases for about 300 watts. So on propane, you're going to get 3,600 watts on running watts on propane. Now, this is a super quiet generator. This is my second, or actually my third Predator generator, and they're so super quiet. But this one, because it's so big, I'm not taking this on my trip. This is basically for the off-grid cabin on days like today. There's no sun, it's overcast. I gotta charge my system back up, all my batteries, so I can run my air conditioner and all that stuff tonight. Now, some of the highlights of this is it does have a remote control, so you can start and stop this with your remote control. This does come with a propane connector, so you can connect your 20-pound bottle to your generator. Now, like I said, it runs on propane and gasoline. The remote start, it also has a electric start button on here and a pull cord, so you can do either way. It's super quiet. It does have a telescoping handle, so you can move it around like a suitcase, and it does have a pure sine inverter. Now, if you don't know what an inverter is, the inverter on a gas generator is what makes the electricity clean, stable, and safe for sensitive electronics. Again, clean, stable, and safe for sensitive electronics equipments like laptops, TVs, CPAPs, battery chargers, and camera equipment. Now, if you charge those items without a inverter, you're getting really dirty electricity, I should say. Now, this thing, I believe it puts out 3% total harmonic distortion, THD. Not THC for all my pothead buddies, but THD, Tango Hotel Delta. And that is, 3% is super clean, and that's what you want to run and charge up your equipment, your sensitive equipment. Now, if you get a generator without an inverter, we're talking 20% plus of total harmonic distortion. So you have the chance of frying your equipment or damaging or even shortening the service life. Now, how does an inverter work? Well, the engine spins the alternator, which generates electrical power just like on your vehicle. Unlike a conventional generator, the engine speed can vary depending on load. Now the generator produces AC power, but it's not necessarily at a steady 120 volts at 60 hertz. Now the inverter converts AC to DC and then uses electronics to convert the DC back into precisely regulated AC power, or a constant 120 volt at 60 hertz or 230 volts at 50 hertz in some countries. Now, why is it important to have THD, or total harmonic distortion? Because the conventional generator's output depends directly on the engine speed. If the engine speed speeds up or slows down, the voltage can fluctuate up and down. And that's where you hear, hunting, or you hear going high RPMs and then low RPMs. Now, an inverter generator separates the engine speed from the output quality. So it can run slower when powering small loads, and you save more fuel that way, and then speed up when you need more power. So if you want to run close to 3,900 watts, your engine speed is going to be higher than something with only 200 watts. And it still delivers clean and consistent electricity. Also, like I mentioned, that this 5,000 watt generator has a carbon monoxide shutdown, and it detects harmful levels of carbon monoxide, automatically shuts it off. So basically, carbon monoxide can kill you while you sleep. I mean, you don't even notice. It's odorless gas. And I have a carbon monoxide incharge for my diesel heater during the winter, but anything that burns fuel oil, gasoline, or any kind of petroleum product, you have the chance of creating carbon monoxide, and that's very dangerous. So let's go ahead and open this up and see what it is. It's pretty heavy, so I got to get it on the ground first. I think with the box and everything, the thing's like 100 pounds. And let me know, folks, if you guys are running a generator at your off-grid cabin or on your RV, let me know what your thoughts are. All right off the bat, we're going to get a user manual with some gaskets, and I believe those are carburetor jets that you can change right there. You're going to get a funnel or a trumpet. Hopefully you don't hear this trumpet sound. You don't want to make sure the seventh seal is broken. You're going to get this is a spark plug wrench. You're going to get the fine and dandy remote control. You're going to get I think this is going to be for the battery charger. You can plug that in and charge the battery on here. And then you're going to get the propane regulator. This goes to a 20-pound bottle, and then you can clip this on the side of the generator, and then this is a quick disconnect to the generator itself. Okay, I've got it all opened up. It's packed pretty good. It's got some really, it sits in a foam brace, and it's protected with plastic bag. Basically, to get it out, best thing to do is to cut the box on all four sides and just drop down the cardboard. All right, so before we start up our generator, we need to do some pre-start checks. First thing we got to do is we got to add oil to the engine. And the good thing about this Predator is the side panels come up so easy. They have these thumb screws that open right up. You don't need any extra tools or anything like that. So that's one good thing, to access it pretty quick. And you just pop it right off. Okay, so this is where you're gonna do your oil changes from right here. There's a little tray, and this little door pops open, and then you can place your oil pan or whatever to catch the oil under here. I just opened it to see. And then this is where your dipstick goes, and that's where we're going to be adding our 30-weight oil. Okay, so we're going to put this funnel in here. Oh, we need to clean that out. That looks so... Now, I don't know what the oil capacity is, but basically you want to take it just as it gets to the oil line before it just flows out. So we'll keep going. And I recommend after you run your generator for a couple hours to check the oil again to make sure you got the proper levels. All right, it's showing full. And like I said, we'll check. This thing has a low level oil shutdown as well. So grab yourself a Ziploc bag, and what you're going to do is just pour a little bit of oil in the bag. Not a whole lot, just enough to get stuff wet. About that much. And then you're going to place your, well, next thing you're going to do, you want to smear the oil all up in that bag. Get it all smeared up and coated in there. And then next thing you're going to do, you're going to open up your bag. You're going to put your foam in there. Close it up. And then just kind of coat your foam with it. What this does, it catches most of the debris coming into your intake to your carburetor. Okay, got some oil on there. Replace that back in there. Now, on another note, if you're returning anything to Harbor Freight, any kind of generator or anything that runs on gasoline and oil, prior to going back to Harbor Freight, you're going to want to drain your gasoline and oil out, because when you get there, they're going to ask you to drain it out, and then you're going to end up buying a container, funnel, and a pump. I had to buy a container there and a funnel, and then they helped me. Actually, they drained it off of the carburetor, but yeah, you don't want to do it in there in the middle of the parking lot when it's 100 degrees. We moved the generator to the other side of the carport. Now, you do have locking foot levers here, so we'll put it in the lock position. Not like it's going to roll away. Let's go ahead and remove the plastic. Okay. If you look at everything here, it's pretty self-explanatory. You've got your on-off, you got your start-stop, you got your throttle, your ESC throttle. We're going to go on gasoline. Shift that over to gasoline. You do have your 12 volt, 8 amps, and you do have your USB C and A there. All our circuit breakers are in. Resets there. This is a AC 20 amp 120, and this is a 120, I believe 30 amp. So before you start it, there is a pigtail right here that you've got to connect. They ship it unconnected, and I thought the battery was I thought the battery was dead. So, but it's not. It's that pigtail connector, and we got it connected. So, okay, let's go ahead and give it a start. Okay, so you turn your engine on. You got this on gasoline. You press that once, it should light up. There we go. First try. We'll let that run for a little bit, and then we'll put the plate back on. I'll show you guys how quiet it gets when you put the plate back on. Look at that, it already dropped down a couple decibels. Okay, I got the 5000 running. It's quiet, there's no oil leaks. The voltage is good. It's showing 0 for hours running. So, let's go ahead and plug in our power so we can charge up our power stations. And you can hear it ramp up. How much fuel? Probably about $10. And again, right here, third time, we're going to go back to Harbor Freight and swap this out. I had to put a tray underneath that side so the gas doesn't leak, and I had to, got brand new carpet, so I had to flip the carpet up so I don't get anything on there. And oh man, this is all I needed. I had a lot of stuff that I probably wanted to work on today, but I need to take care of this. All right, so we just did the exchange at the counter, and funny thing is, these generators are going to go on sale next week, but we've got to go back here to load it up, I guess they said, by the containers.
Signature.
Okay, all right, so this, oh, I'm sorry,
No, you're fine.
you need my signature? Hold on, let me turn this off.
Girl should be out here on
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Summer. All right, so we just picked up our third generator. All right, so we just,
What's your YouTube channel?
Semper Gumbie.
Semper Gumbie.
Yeah, Gumbie. I do a lot of outdoor camping adventures.
Oh, yeah, I saw all that in there.
Yeah, this right there, Semper Gumbie channel.
Okay, thanks. Have a good one. Be
Thank
safe.
you. So we are here at,
Don't put my accident on your channel.
what accident?
Right.
All right, so we just picked up our third generator. Again, the people here at Harbor Freight are just amazing. Great customer service. I'm just kind of hesitant on the Predator, so we'll see how this goes. We've got to get some fuel, and we've got to set it up all over again. So Predator 5000. Right, we have made it home again. It's like the third time today, and this whole carport smells like fuel. God, maybe I can throw a match down and burn whatever's on the ground. I don't know. So look what we got. We got another generator. Oh Lord. All right, let me go put my shorts on and a t-shirt, and so we can get this generator set up as well. So I'm just going to show you what I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to bore you with the whole thing again, because we're going to do the same thing like we did yesterday, but I want to show you where it was leaking on the other one. God, I can't wait till fall. Oh, that just broke. Great. Success. Now let's see how long it runs for. All right, you can see, man, I am just covered with sweat, working, just doing the generator and tearing down the boxes. It's just so wicked humid out. So I'm gonna go grab some water. I'm gonna load up some jugs to get some water for the cabin, and then probably go get me some lunch, because it's already almost past lunchtime. Well, folks, I'm gonna end this video here. It's been a whole day of returning and setting up generators, filling oil, filling gas, unboxing, carrying, transporting. But how do I feel about this Predator 5000? I don't know. It's kind of, after having the third generator in a week, kind of makes you hesitant of using that product. Now let me tell you, the folks at folks at Harbor Freight were more than accommodating. The customer service there was great. The manager was great. I mean, the whole store who dealt with my issue all week were really great. So I have nothing but good praises to say, and thank you to the folks at Harbor Freight. Now, the product, the Predator, well, like I said, I'm kind of hesitant to promote or say, hey, this is the best generator I ever used, because it has not been. And hopefully, I got it sitting right there. I'll go ahead and start it up, and hopefully the next couple days and weeks and months ahead that it doesn't fail me. And if it fails on this one, then I definitely say save your money. Do not buy a Predator 5000. So anyway, but if you got any questions, pop them in the box below. I hope this kind of shines a light on, you know, if you're deciding to get a Predator 5000. Now they're great. Let me tell you, everybody, you know, people that I've talked to and said they love their Predator. Maybe I just had a bad batch, you know, I don't know. But anyway, we got a lot to do today here, prepping for our trip. So until the next video, this has been from Off Grid Gumbie out.
will come